Okay, Pisces, welcome. This is a timeless reading connecting you with one or more of your spirit guides. So we're going to see what type of energy they want to speak to today and what they're saying you're doing well as what they think that you could work on. And then we'll get you some general messages from them. So let's start first to see what type of energy they want to speak to. Okay, let's see. So give me one card, please. Okay, we have two. We'll take it. Thank you. All right, so we have Ram with perseverance and Dolphin with play. All right, so I feel like there's this energy of you continuing along your journey and on your path and like knowing that there's things that you want to explore and do. And you getting the strength and the courage and the bravery and the commitment to going after those dreams. Also enjoying yourself in the process. So incorporating more joy and fun and creativity into your everyday life. Okay. So let's see what else your guys think that you're doing well and what they want to speak to. Okay. Awesome. So we have a lot coming out here. That's wonderful. Thank you. All right. Okay, so I feel like there is this knowing of what makes you passionate and what you desire, and then there may be a little bit of a disconnect with actually like pushing the play button on it and like moving forward with it for some of you. Okay, but yeah, you definitely know what it is you want and what makes you happy, and they're recognizing you and acknowledging you for that, because there are others that don't know that yet. They're not quite sure what makes them happy yet. Okay, so we have the Hanged One. So I also feel like you connecting with your intuition and guides is something that they're recognizing, and they're saying that, yeah, we've been connecting with you. We've been sending you messages. You are strengthening that bond with us, and you're being recognized for that. Okay, so we also have the Ten of Swords here with the Three of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So I feel like there is this work that you're doing to get yourself unstuck, and you're being recognized for that. So this is a matter of letting go of burdens, letting go of fear and anxieties. And some of you are doing that, and you've done that, and you're being recognized for that. Others of you are still in the process of doing that, but you at least know that that's what you want to do, and that's what you're working towards, and it will happen as soon as you do it. Okay? It's just that simple. But yeah, your guides are recognizing you for knowing that, or going ahead and letting go of those things, right? And also, when you let go of those things that aren't serving you, you allow for the things that do serve you to come through. You allow for your blessings and for your abundance to come through. Okay, so the finances here. All right, so this is about you opening up a new chapter as it relates to your finances. And yeah, there's new ideas, there's new energy that wants to connect with you. And there's other ways that you can strengthen your financial foundation. And I feel like you're being guided to those ideas, and some of you have already like grasped them and said like, okay, I want to work on this and this. And others of you are still in that phase of knowing that there's more, and knowing that there's things that you want to do, and still in the process of working that out, and how, you know, that what that looks like, and what are the inspired actionable steps that you can take towards that. So there is no wrong place to be, and wherever you are, there's at least this acknowledgement and knowing, and that is across the board what you're being recognized for. And then some of you, like I said, have taken further steps than others, but you're being recognized for knowing what you want and knowing that you have the ability to get there. Okay. All right, so I'm looking at this Judgment here. Okay, so I feel like also you're being recognized for opening up new chapters, right? And stepping through the portal to your greatness and to achievement and accomplishment. So you do have to step through the portal for that, and you have done that. So I'm hearing you've done that. And now this is about the actionable steps, inspired action of staying on that timeline, staying on that frequency of your desires, right? Because you cannot receive that which you're not on the vibration of or the frequency of. So I feel like some of you may be in that space where you are like, okay, I'm ready to take on new things. I'm ready to receive more abundance. And then we're kind of just stagnant in that space. Okay? So this is about you recognizing and understanding that there's so much more to come to you. And when you're ready, you will allow it to come. And you can allow it to come by being on that frequency and on that vibration. Okay? Okay, what else? What else? Okay, so we have strength here. Yes. So I feel like, excuse me, I feel like you are definitely being strong at this time. So there may be a lot of things going on. So a lot of things balancing themselves out, a lot of things happening, and your bravery, your strength, your courage, and your commitment to like seeing this through and just being the best version of you possible and staying as positive as you can throughout all the contrast and the changes that are going on, because I feel like there's major transformation and change that's happening in different aspects in different areas of your life right now, and you're being recognized and acknowledged for your strength as this is happening. Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like you are able to tap into this well of knowledge and wisdom and spirituality, spiritual gifts, esoteric gifts and talents and abilities. You're tapping into that to get yourself through the day, to go through these challenges and these changes and to make it through. And that is what you are to be doing right now, is what I'm hearing. Right? Relying on you and your intuition and the self-love, the self-confidence, the self-worth, the self-value, allowing you to shine through and allowing you to be proud of you and who you are and being exactly who you are and like stepping into the authentic version of you and utilizing your strength. So we have the King of Wands here as well. And you getting into things that make you passionate. So I feel like as a part of this process, you've been doing some self-care practices and getting back into those self-care practices that just make you feel good and make you feel relaxed. And I hear like even it's just getting more sleep, right? Or just getting more nourishment of healthy exercising, getting out into nature. Yeah, you're doing more of those self-care practices during this time. And that's exactly what they're saying, like, yeah, you're doing the exact thing that you need to do during these times. Okay. So we have the Knight of Cups there as well. Okay, so I feel like some of you are also relying on support from soul family. And here, I do want to say this would be individuals that have your best interest in mind, that can be encouragement, inspiration, and support to you in a positive way. So that's who you're connecting with here, and that's who you're being guided to continue connecting with, because you know that that person that, you know, they're always going to listen to you. They're going to be objective. They're going to give you, you know, truthful, honest advice that takes into consideration your wants and needs, as well as how the rest of the world and other perspectives can benefit as well. So you do have that force in your life and that energy in your life, and you are taking advantage of it. And you're being encouraged to do that more, because it's helping you to see different perspectives and helping you in your decision-making process. Okay, so anything else for Pisces? What else is Pisces doing well? Wonderful. Okay, the Tower. Yeah, so we spoke to the transformation and change that's happening, and you are embracing that with unconditional love. And we know that you have the strength and the courage and the perseverance to get through it, to master this change by just being your authentic self and letting your personality and who you are shine through. Okay. So now let's see what Pisces should work on. Okay. All right. Yeah, your finances. Wow. And I'm just laughing because that was like very clear message. So that's what I'm just chuckling at that. But yeah, this is getting back on track with your finances. And for others of you, it's continuing to build, because it's like, you know, some of you, again, we're all in different stages here, and there's no wrong place to be. Some of you are at that place where, you know, you have a good foundation set, but you want more. And this is about continuing to stay focused and grind and get more. And others of you are getting back on track. Others of you are starting the process. So again, there's no wrong place to be, but this is about you being committed to where you are in the process and to growing and accomplishing more. Okay? That's wonderful. And then this is also going to allow you to get to a place where you are able to be support financially to others. Okay? So some of you, again, like I said, you have that strong foundation set, and now you're looking to do more. And that is one way that you can do more, is to be more financial support to others. But others of you are still working on that process and still getting things together, but you will get to that place where you are able to say, like, yeah, I have a really strong financial foundation and legacy built. I've created generational wealth. I'm continuing to grow that generational wealth. And now I'm open to helping others and being more financial support to others, especially out in the community is what I'm hearing. We have Page of Swords. Okay, so yeah, there's even additional thought processes and ideas and philosophies that you can open yourself up to, that's going to give you clarity on your spiritual enlightenment. And it's like your mind is opening up like a flower to receive more signs, more synchronicities, more blessings, more abundance. But I hear like this is definitely you like opening your mind more to spiritual advancement and growth. You're already one of the most spiritual signs in the zodiac, if not the most spiritual. But this is about going further, because there's always more. That is one thing that I've definitely learned. There's always more. When you think your mind's been blown, just wait, because there's so much more to come. All right. So yeah, this is you connecting with Source and being guided to connect with Source and your intuition and your guides, because they want to show you more. Okay, what else? Okay, Six of Swords. Okay, what else? Give me one more. Thank you. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so I feel like you're being guided to do your best to be less defensive here, okay? So I feel like you think that there may be individuals working against you, or just a lot of things that are not being said, and you're just creating these narratives in your mind. And much of that, now I'm not going to say all of it, but much of it, most of it is coming from you and your mind. and the thoughts that you don't have to connect to, the thoughts that you can just let pass by you because they're not true and they don't align with who you are. So this is about you being guided to let those thoughts pass, to let yourself be an observer of those thoughts. Okay, so does that make sense to you? And if not, I can explain in more detail. But, you know, it's difficult to gauge where individuals are in their spirituality. But I feel like you're pretty advanced, so you will understand what I'm saying. But yeah, definitely be the observer of the thoughts and don't take them on. Instead, focus your energy on the thoughts that you do want. The things that you do love, the things that you do enjoy, the things that do align with who you authentically are. So you're being guided to do more of that. Okay. Yeah, so there's also different approaches as well. And I've said this, I might have even said it earlier in this reading, but there's other signs that had the same message as far as thinking like, you know, okay, this is where I'm at. I've reached the pinnacle. There's no more I can learn. But know and trust that there's always more. It never stops. It never stops. We will never stop growing. We will never stop evolving. We will never stop our journey. Okay? So be open to that. Right? And then we have the Four of Swords here. Okay. And then give me one more card of clarity, please. Give me one more card. Thank you. Okay. So we have that Page of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, so there's definitely like some new philosophies, some new thoughts, some new ideas, some new strategies even that are available to you on your plan, on your course of action. And this could be related to your finances or your career path or just your general spiritual evolvement and enlightenment that you can take. Right? There's new philosophies, new ideas, new options available to you. And it's about you opening yourself up to receive. Okay, so get those self-care practices in. Continue strengthening your bond with your intuition, with source, with your higher self. Because, yeah, those messages are coming down. You should be seeing those synchronicities everywhere. And they're available in all moments, but it just can be overwhelming, you know, so you have to, you know, when it connects with you, you know, jot it down, look it up. Okay. All right. Yeah. But you're being guided towards that, to connect even more deeply than you have already. And I know you have a deep, deep, deep connection already. So I know that. I'm just here to communicate to you that there's more. Wonderful. All right, so let's see what other messages we have for our Pisces. Give me 2 cards, please. Thank you. And one more. Okay, thank you. We'll take 2 more. All right, so what do we have? Find a way to bring harmony back into your life. Take the first step. Focus your mind on what you really want. We are helping. And put on your dancing shoes or walk along the beach. We encourage you to move. So yeah, this is a message about getting back into those self-care practices. And we already spoke to that, but this is your confirmation of like, yes, that's what we're saying. Like, get back into it because there's more information that we have for you. Okay, and also just focus on what's important to you, right? Because like we talked about, you have a lot going on here, but what is the priority to you at this time? And just for mental health purposes and for your overall wellness, you may need to do that. You may need to cut some things out that are important, but just aren't the most important to you. Okay, so that's what this is getting back to. What is the absolute most important that you can reserve your energy and let everything, you know, take go to the side, move to the side here. We're only focusing on the bare minimum right now, so you can get your mental health and your wellness back together, and then you can start to add on more as you feel comfortable in doing that. But again, focus on what is most important to you. What is the most important things at this time? Okay? And have more fun. Have more fun. So we know through those self-care practices, you are going to have fun. You are going to have passion, enjoyment, excitement. But there may be some other things that you want to try, right? So what are those new things that sound amazing, that sound like fun, that sound like, a relaxing time, that sound enjoyable, that you can incorporate into your practices? Okay? We also have the master number of 33 here, and I will put a little short video on the master number 33 so that if you feel called, you can look it up, or you can watch that video, or you can just Google it as well. It's totally up to you. But if you're interested, I will have that video link in the description below. And again, it's going to be a short, so very short video. Okay, so let's see what other messages we have for our Pisces. All right, so we have Garnet and Lady's Mantle with womb healing, sexual power, and sovereignty. Okay. All right. So there may be ways that you can also take back your power as it relates to your sexuality and your inner child healing. So there may be some journaling that you can do as it relates to that, some meditations that you can do as it relates to that. So just do what feels good to you. And then also for some of you, even connecting with a mental health professional and someone that is licensed to care and has, certifications and licenses that can support you and assist you. Excuse me. So we have stromatolite, never heard of that, and fern. Okay, and this is stripping back and simplifying. Look to your origins. Yeah, we said that already. We said that already about focusing on only what is most important to you to allow you to get through the day in a meaningful way. Okay, so this is about like not overwhelming the senses and not letting just a bunch of fuckery and bullshit just get in your energy. Right? Letting that shit all slide to the side and only focusing on what's most important. Okay. So what other messages? We have explore, love, create. The only thing that holds you back is you. We know this. We know this. And it's so wonderful. You have master number 44 here as well. So I'm also going to put a link to a short on the master number 44. In the meantime, if you feel guided, you can just Google it or look it up. And then we have embrace the dark with shine your true light upon this earth. Wonderful. So I know you understand the dark and you've been there and you come through that and you come out of that. So how can you leverage that experience? How can you leverage those lifetimes in a positive, constructive way in this lifetime? Or that previous experience in this lifetime, how can you leverage it to make it beneficial for you? Okay? So typically what I mean by that is the concept of allowing that dark to encourage you, to be the jumping point, be the starting point from which the light now shines, right? Okay, so if that doesn't make sense, let me know and I can explain it more. All right, so what else do we have for our Pisces? We have movement and we have manifest. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so yeah, those self-care practices. And I'm talking about like things you feel inspired to do. Like if you like to do tarot, doing tarot. If you like to draw, doing paintings or artwork or drawings or coloring, like things that you could make money off of, basically. So this is like moving you in that direction of doing those things, using your gifts and talents and abilities and anything else that you feel inspired by and you feel very interested in doing and you feel passionate about, like getting back to those things. Like where can you take inspired action? as you feel comfortable with doing, right? Because we're getting back to the basics here, but then we're also saying like, okay, once you've done that and you feel good and you feel comfortable there, now what inspires you? And that's what you will work to manifest. Okay, and we know you're manifesting every single moment of the day. That's how life works. That's how reality works, right? Everything is mirroring back to you the energy that you're putting out. So there's a reminder of that, okay? So someone needs to hear that and know that what is coming back to you is only reflecting to you what you're giving out. So you need to focus on what you're giving out and address that part of it. Okay? And then what else do we have for our Pisces? We have Atlantis and transcending. And then we have our sacred inner space with the sacral chakra with tenderness and sensuality. Wonderful. So you may want to focus on balancing the sacral chakra and getting back into, and I feel like for some of you, you may, because you do have so many different things going on and you're experiencing a wide variety of emotions, you may not be in that place where you feel you want to explore your sensuality and focus on that at this time. And if that's the case, that's perfectly fine. That's okay. When you feel ready, you will do it. But there is this sense of just ensuring that all your chakras are balanced, and so you can do some meditations on that or any other self-care practices you do to balance your chakras. Okay, and then transcending, I love that. Okay, so there's this whole story behind Atlantis and what that means and what happened there. So you can go Google that, or you can watch videos on it if you're interested in. But essentially, the message here is about transcending and you going to new heights, right? Because we talked about you as a very spiritual sign, knowing how far you are, how far your spirituality is, and how advanced it is over many others. But again, remembering that there's more and knowing that there's more and so much more that you can learn and do, and ways that you can grow and ways that you can develop your spirituality. So it's about getting into that and continuing to transcend. All right, Pisces, so those are the messages I have for you. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment to let me know how this resonates. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll talk soon.